In this video, we're going to look at two learning objectives. Firstly, we're going to look at how to plot and interpret scatter diagrams and recognize different types of correlation. And then we're going to draw and use line of best fits. And if you're revising, you can have a go at that question there. And you might need to have that printed out or something from the website though. Okay, so first of all, correlation. Correlation is where there's a link or a relationship between two variables x and y. It's called bivariate analysis, actually bi for two. In this type of statistics that we're doing, we're looking at two variables, not just one. We've normally look at one where we're just finding the mean, the median, or the mode. Here, we're looking at two things and how they interact, how they are related to each other. If we increase one value and the other value increases, so as x increases, y increases, that's called positive correlation. A good example of that would be if you put temperature along the scale, and you imagine as temperature increases, you would have more ice cream sales. Okay, for lower temperatures, you'd have less ice cream sales. We then have the second graph where if we increase the x value, you can see that the y value is actually getting smaller. Okay, so for a high x value, you've actually got a small y value. For a small x value, you've actually got a high y value. So the opposite's happening. As x increases, y decreases. That's negative correlation. So let's go with the temperature analogy. Imagine if you increase temperature, what things would drop as temperature increases? Well, I've written down here coat sales, something like that. And I have another one here as well, another example. As age increases, flexibility decreases. That's negative, and I missed out this one from positive correlation. As age increases, weight increases. That might be. And some of these things, and this is just the nature of statistics, they might hold true, but only within certain ranges. Okay? Yeah. So the last one is no correlation. That's where there's no link. If you increase or decrease the x variable, it's just at random what happens to the y variable. So changing x has no effect on y. So height and maths test scores would have no correlation, and coffee consumption and intelligence would have no correlation. Now, if you were asked to describe correlation, you would describe it as positive, negative, or no correlation. You could be a bit more precise, and you could mention about its strength. Correlation can be strong or weak depending on the relationship between the two variables. If there is correlation, we can draw a line of best fit to represent the data. If the correlation is strong, then the data will be very close to the line of best fit. As the correlation weakens, the data will be further away from the line of best fit. And at one stage, you're best just saying, I can't draw a line of best fit because there's no correlation. And on to now how to draw a line of best fit. This is for GCSE maths. When you do further maths, you will change your technique slightly. How to draw a line of best fit. A line of best fit should be drawn roughly through the middle of the points with roughly the same number of points below and above it. It is useful to draw an envelope round the points before drawing the line of best fit. Remember, only draw a line of best fit if there is correlation. So here we have number 1. The scatter diagram shows the midday temperature at 13 different heights on a mountain. So we have the height and we have a temperature. Lots have been plotted already, and part A asks us to plot the remaining points. 500, 8.8. Try my best. Do it in red. So 500, go across the scale. 8, that's 9. So each one must be worth 0.2. 8, 8.2, 8.4, 8.6, 8.8, 9. Yeah. So I'm looking for 8.8 on the 500, which will be here. Okay. And the other one is 1,580, 1.2. Now on this scale, we've got 5 squares as well, and that's worth 100. So each square must be worth 20. So 1,580 is 20 down from 1,600 here. We need to go up to 1.2 which should be there. Okay. Part B says write down the coordinates of the outlier. So that's what it says in the 10. An outlier lies outside the range of the data, or is just not typical, and that is this one here. Its coordinates is 1200 and 9.2. 1200 9.2. Part C, we have to describe the type of correlation. We can see here, as we increase the height, what's happening to the temperature. It's dropping, it's getting lower. So that is a negative correlation. If you relate this to straight line graphs, a negative straight line gradient and negative gradient is going downhill from left to right. So it sort of matches up. Negative correlation, negative gradient. So type of correlation is negative. Part D is to draw a line of best fit for the data. So they said good advice was to draw an envelope before you start. So an envelope sort of would just surround the data. Should I include that one there? I think it's an outlier, so no, I don't want to sway the line of best fit too much. Okay, now I've just randomly thrown a line on there. I haven't worked with it yet, but it generally falls in the direction of the data, so that looks good. But is it maybe too high or too low? I think the steepness generally looks not too bad. Above the graph, above the line, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but maybe 7. Below the line, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually think that would get me the marks. I'm happy with that. Potentially a little bit higher because these values are quite far away, but that might make me want to maybe raise this up a little bit higher at this end, make it a little bit less steep. But sometimes it's a trade-off, because when you do one thing it helps, but maybe doesn't help another thing. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 above. I think both of those would be acceptable. When you get marked in this, they'll say it has to be maybe maximum cut through here, minimum cutting through here, and they'll give you maybe other values on this side. So you've got a range that you can be, that's acceptable. Okay, that's part D. Part E is to estimate the temperature when the height is 1,000 meters. So we go to 1,000 meters with a ruler, and we meet our line of best fit, and we read across. And I get 5.2, 4, 6, 5.6. 5.6 degrees. And part F is to estimate the height when the temperature is 1 degree C, and comment on your answer. So 1 degree C is way down here. Go across until I meet the line. Just to be clear here, meeting the line about there and then going down. So I would say that's 1,690. 1,690, and that's in meters. And it asked me to comment and answer. What's the problem with that? Well, the data that we have, that we've plotted, and hence made the line of best fit, it starts here, around about 350, 340. And the last piece of data is around about here. We just plotted it. It was the 1,580. We don't have any information about any height less than 300 or more than 1600. We would just be guessing. We don't know that the relationship holds true outside of those. And actually, quite often, maybe people wouldn't draw the line of best fit past those two. They may stop the line of best fit here and stop the line of best fit here as well. If you get a reading outside of the data, that's called extrapolation on the exterior. When we do it like in the last question, which is fine, that's inside the data, that's called interpolation. That's grand, that's accurate, that's good. But we don't want to extrapolate, we don't want to be on the exterior or on the outside. So it says comment on your answer. You would say that this is inaccurate as we have extrapolated, and the definitions are below. I'll go through them again. So interpolation is when estimations are made using values within the range of data, inside the black lines I drew. Extrapolation is when estimations are made using values outside the range of data. This is less reliable or inaccurate, as the relationship might not hold true outside the data.